Good morning. It's another beautiful Wednesday morning. One made more beautiful because I have had a good day yesterday. I mean, I got to eat some ram, and I'm sure many of you did as well. At least those of you who are Muslims, and the ones who are Christians, I'm sure you found a Muslim home to go to. We have Sayo Oguntoye with us this morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mukayo. Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. And thank you, everyone at home, for joining us this beautiful morning on Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa. I am your host, Mikhail Tinubu. We begin with NBA news. Giannis Antetokounmpo has finished his postseason run with one of the greatest NBA Finals performances ever, ending Milwaukee's 50-year wait to win another championship. Antetokounmpo had 50 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocked shots as the Bucks beat the Phoenix Suns 105 to 98 on Tuesday night to win the series 4-2. It was the third game of this series in which Antetokounmpo has finished with at least 40 points and 10 rebounds. He shot 16 for 25 from the field and made 17 of 19 free throws. This was his first appearance at the finals, and he has now written his name in the history books alongside the greatest to ever play the game. Truly a devastating loss for Suns. Shayo, are you with us?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So, if you're like me, and you may not be, I feel incredibly sad for Chris Paul. An opportunity to finally get a championship, and yet it seems they were unable to do it. Giannis seemed to take the game by the antlers, no pun intended. 50 points on the night, several rebounds, several blocks. And even though he shot mostly 59% from the free throw line in the postseason, this game he really brought his free throw numbers up. What do you think?
Yes, the Greek freak Giannis produced an incredible performance on the NBA final night, and I can tell you, before they could be able to rack up 105 to 98 points.
First appearance at the finals, and yet he has done so well. Will this give the Bucks and Giannis a sense that they can repeat this next season?
Yes, they can repeat it next season. It's possible, but teams will have to prepare well for them now because no one, in the beginning of the season, no one expected them to have gone this far, not to talk of even winning it in the first place. But now they have shown they can prove their mettle, they can prove their weight now. Teams, the traditional big teams, will come out and face them. And I think they might not actually win the next game.
Do you believe that this is Chris Paul's last chance to actually accomplish winning a championship?
Well, I want to feel the same way too. He came this close. He couldn't win it. I mean, what is another better platform for you to win a championship? It should have been against Milwaukee Bucks. Don't forget they were leading 2-0 in the series. All of a sudden, you lost concentration, let your opponent get the better of you, and the rest is history now. 4-2 on the tie on the series. It's an amazing one.
Do you think the Bucks were just the fitter team? After all, they broke quicker, and even as the Suns tried to put more pressure on individual players, they were unable to keep up with them over the long haul.
Well, for me, I think Milwaukee Bucks were more determined, they were more hungry, and that is what I feel. I think they needed it the most, and they actually got it.
Well, we go to boxing now, and Anthony Joshua will defend his world heavyweight titles against mandatory challenger and fellow former Olympic gold medal winner Alexander Usyk at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on September 25th. The Premier League club said on Tuesday, July 20th, the World Boxing Organization WBO ordered Joshua to defend his title against the Ukrainian Usyk after the Britain's bout with domestic rival Tyson Fury was called off when Fury was ordered to fight Deontay Wilder in a rematch. Joshua also holds the IBF and WBA titles and had initially been set to face WBC champion Fury in Saudi Arabia in August in a highly anticipated heavyweight title unification fight. Fury will now face Wilder in Las Vegas on October 9th after this month's fight was postponed when Fury tested positive for COVID-19. Joshua was scheduled to fight Bulgaria's Kubrat Pulev at Spurs Stadium in June last year, but the bout was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Joshua, 24-1, beat Pulev at Wembley Arena in December to retain his IBF, WBO and WBA titles. He took a tour of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium after announcing the date for his heavyweight title fight with Alexander Usyk. Joshua will take on the mandatory challenger on September 25th and risk his IBF, WBA and WBO belts. The 31-year-old has been forced to fight the Ukrainian after his postponed bout with Tyson Fury fell through. Joshua did a roof walk of the stadium in North London and met with Spurs legend Ledley King.
No one's alright with heights. No one's really alright with heights, but it's just, it is what it is. Do you remember when we went to the top of that Sky Dubai? To do the pads with Sept? Yeah.
I wanted to recognise just as good in here.
That's good.
What are we doing? yeah.
Make sure you need to do your leg lopside. Hello. That's quite trapping, yeah?
Whose idea was it to do this? Oi, oi! Whoa! Whoa! Take it in. It's mad. The Riz, what Riz? You like it? Riz, like...
This is all well and good, but you're looking that way. What about looking that way? What about looking that way?
Serious, that. What a view. What's the view like? These things are 1 in a million. People are busy, but if you do get the time, you've got to experience something like this. This is an unbelievable view. How are you? Yeah, it's good. It's hotter up here than it is down there, that's for sure.
Anthony, how are you feeling now? You've got a date, a venue and an opponent, Alexander Usyk, September 25th at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Feels good. Supposed to be fighting August 14th. That fell through, so we're back again. I've got a good management team, good promotional company that are like getting me the dates and the fight, so if one falls through, I know I'll have to defend again at some stage. So I just kind of keep my mind active It's been a good period as well. The world slowed down, so I've had a bit of free time and stuff like that. But I've also been training, ticking over, which has been important, and I've been able to work on other things. And now I've got a date set, fully locked in.
How highly do you rate him?
Rate all my opponents. I rate all my opponents. He's good, and that's all I can really say. But it's all about the final bell and whose hands are raised at the end, and that'll prove who's the best. But he's good, but I need to be better.
In your mind, you want to beat Alexander Usyk in style and then undisputed titles next year? We're quite a way into the year already.
Yeah.
That obviously means the winner of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, if and when it happens in October.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, the most important fight for me is my next one. That's the most important fight, but you have to have visions about where you want to get to. So I have that vision of I want to fight for the Undisputed Championship of the world. And that's why I was annoying not fighting in August, because I was set up to fight again in December. But now it's been pushed back and stuff like that. But when the time's right, everything will happen in divine timing. But I just got to stay consistent, stay ready, and get past each step of the way. Because once I defeat Usyk, who knows what will happen next? Will I fight Fury? Will I fight Wilder? Will I fight Dillon? Will I fight Ruiz? Will I fight Ortiz? Will I fight this person? Who knows what will happen? So for me, I just got to stay on track, stay on course, and make sure I just get ready for each fight along the way. I have that long-term plan. And I said, after I fought Poulin, it's just about the person with the belts. No, it's just about the belts. It's not about the person. Do you remember when I said that?
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't I directly mention his name? Because I don't really mind about who it is I'm fighting. I just want to fight for the legacy. And so I just stay on trajectory, stay on course, keep my mind clear, and then once I get the opportunity, I'll be more than ready, 100%. Take care, guys. For the best, yeah?
Sayo. Sayo, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, Joshua always strikes me as very humble, very down to earth. For a man who spends his career taking punches to the face and facing some of the biggest men around the world, he's still afraid of heights.
Well, Joshua is a renowned boxer. We know that he's a very good one at that. He has a Nigerian descent, and he's fighting at home now. This is London. He's fighting in North London, Tottenham Stadium to be precise. It's going to be an enterprising fight, a show that the whole world wants to see. Alexander himself is an amazing fighter too, and don't forget that Ukrainians are strong in the ring.
Yes.
Ukrainians, the Russians, in fact, the East Europeans are very strong. They are physically fit. So that's why I actually fear for Joshua. Because this is not the fight he actually wanted, and it might actually become like a banana peel for him.
So you think he's at risk of actually losing this match?
Yes, it's possible. It's possible. He just needs to do the right things. He needs to see this fight like this is the greatest fighter of all time. He needs to see it that way, because if he doesn't, if he looks at Alexander like like a mismatch, he might be beaten.
Well,
black. So
given what you've just said, Joshua always seems very focused and doesn't seem to take his opponents lightly. But I wish him the best of luck, and we'll see what happens. 6 Polish swimmers have been sent home from the Olympics because of an admin error. The federation had put down too many competitors. They found out in Tokyo that their names weren't on the list. Lucy Fielder has more. 6 Polish swimmers have been sent home from the Tokyo Games because of an admin error, prompting an apology from the president of Poland's Swimming Federation, Paweł Slominski. The country sent 23 swimmers to Japan, but was forced to cut the squad down to 17 as per the qualifying rules. Swimmer Alikja Chozas, who competed in the 2012 and 2016 Olympics, found out in Tokyo that her name wasn't on the list. Slominski said he fully understood the anger of the returning swimmers and put the mistake down to a desire to allow as many athletes to take part as possible. asked on Polish television whether the Swimming Federation was afraid of being sued. Slominski said it would face that reality if it happened.
6 Polish swimmers have been sent home from the Tokyo Games because of an admin error, prompting an apology from the president of Poland's Swimming Federation, Paweł Slominski. The country sent 23 swimmers to Japan, but was forced to cut the squad down to 17 as per the qualifying rules. Swimmer Alicja Tchórz, who competed in the 2012 and 2016 Olympics, was one of those who found out in Tokyo that her name wasn't on the list.
I am sad, I am hurt, I'm angry, I feel helpless. I cannot even describe what I feel. It is not like we only work for 2 or 3 weeks to get ready for the Olympics. We work hard for several months or years, making sacrifices, putting training first before family life.
Tchórz said the athletes were about to talk to lawyers and that legal action was likely. Slominski said he fully understood the anger of the returning swimmers and put the mistake down to a desire to allow as many athletes to take part as possible. Asked on Polish television whether the Swimming Federation was afraid of being sued, Slominski said it would face that reality if it happened.
In a testament to the ultimate incompetence and ineptitude, we see what can happen when due process isn't followed and those in charge of making sure that the rules are maintained don't seem to act on the best interest of the athletes. Sayo, we've talked many times about the unprepared nature of Nigerian athletics and how some of the athletes have been left to fend for themselves and the possibility that we might be embarrassed in Tokyo. But we're not the only ones facing these kinds of challenges, are we?
I am very, very shocked. I'm surprised that this is happening in the international scene. I thought it's only Nigeria that this happens, where we have administrative errors. How would you explain that 6 Polish swimmers were sent home not because of COVID-19 reasons, but because they failed a doping test or cocaine test, or because of administrative error? I mean, it's totally uncalled for.
The reasoning Slominski gave is entirely laughable, saying that they wanted to include as many athletes as possible for the best chance to win. I mean, the rules are clear. You can only put forward a certain number of athletes in any given competition. And yet, he has embarrassed not only the athletes who work so hard and must be emotionally devastated, but also his administration at the helm of Poland Swimming Olympics administration. What do you think?
Absolutely, I agree with that. What kind of morale are you giving to the 6 athletes that were sent home now after putting in so much effort, so much desire, so much fight, all of a sudden due to one administrative error or lackadaisical attitude towards the rules of the game? You just kill all those desires, all those dreams. I mean, it's totally uncalled for. Like I said, I thought it was only Nigeria that this happened. I never knew it extends beyond the shores of Nigeria.
I actually wonder.
So sad.
I wonder how many of these 6 swimmers would this have been the last opportunity for them to represent their country at the Olympics and maybe even potentially win?
Yeah, you are right, actually. Though it can also become a motivating factor for so many of them to actually come back in the next Olympics to represent their country. The same way also it can have an adverse negative effect on these same athletes. So we never can tell, but I mean, these mistakes are very laughable, as you have said, should not even be called to here at all. I mean, it's very, very avoidable, and they should have avoided it.
Well, we hope they all get an opportunity to showcase what they've got in the next Olympics. We move on to the Nigerian basketball team. Following a month-long training camp in Las Vegas and Oakland in the United States, head coach Mike Brown has selected 8 NBA players for his final squad. Initially, a 49 preliminary team was chosen, but it was later reduced to 16. The Milwaukee Bucks' Jordan Nwora is one of the NBA's players honored. The squad is completed by Precious Achiuwa, Caleb Agada, Obi Emegano, Chimenzi Metu, Ike Nwamu, Jalil Okafor, Josh Okagi, Kezi Okpala, Mai Oni, Ekwe Oduo, and Nnamdi Vincent. Nigeria has participated in the last 3 Summer Olympics, placing 11th in London 2012. Now, what chance do you give the men's basketball team, Nigeria's men's basketball team?
Well, they have a good chance, actually, shot at the title, but maybe not at the title shot, but they have a good chance of, getting into the knockout phase. We saw the dress rehearsal, the mini tournament they actually played in, where they defeated the likes of Argentina, the state. These are powerhouse in basketball, you understand? So they can actually do better than they used to, and I must say I am expecting much from them.
Well,
the previous years.
Everyone expects the United States to come in with gold. I personally think the Nigerian team is actually capable of finishing 3rd at the very least.
Well, finishing 3rd is not unachievable. It is very achievable if we do the if the players can listen to the coach and the coach can pass on the right tactics and techniques to the players. I think yes, we can. We've shown what we are capable of doing, and then the loss we had also at the mini tournament show the team's lapses. If they can work on those little areas, I think they can be able to patch themselves up and become better.
All right, thank you, Sayo. I have appreciated your insight. It's always good to have you on.
It's always a pleasure to have me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I am Mikhail Tinubu. I've enjoyed myself bringing sports to you on this Wednesday morning. Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa is always the place to catch some good sports news. Join us next time.